My name's Andrey, and I'm the CEO of Tempo Storm. Tempo Storm is an esports franchise, so we have about 50 players that travel the world and compete in video games professionally. They represent our brand, and they wear our jersey kind of like a sports team. We also have a production studio in Hollywood, and we're making a game. So because my company has a lot of professional players and streamers under it, we do a lot of campaigns promoting video games for big studios. And we noticed that we're really good at driving downloads to games. So one day we decided to make our own. And we wanted to find a good partner to do that. So I talked to a lot of the CEOs up in San Francisco and Los Angeles, because I live out in California, and I asked them about some recommendations on where to find developers. Surprisingly, the vast majority of them said either Ukraine or Poland would be best for finding game developers right now. And that's pretty convenient for me because I'm Ukrainian, so I had some familiarity with the country. I came out to Lviv and I set up meetings with a lot of the outsourcing companies here. And yeah, I met with all of them. N-iX, they weren't just the largest company, but they definitely seemed to understand specifically the genre of game that I was making very well and what made similar games successful. N-iX just seemed like the best fit, and that's how I decided on them. So right now, N-iX is developing the game that I'm designing. I'm doing a bulk of the design work. N-iX is helping with the design, but is also doing all of the art and the programming for it. The game that we're designing is being built in Unity, and that's basically the industry standard for this type of game. N-iX has been great at working with that platform. N-iX has been pretty great with communication. They make sure that I make it very clear on my end what I want. Every time they point out certain corner cases where there could be misunderstandings ahead of time. And yeah, I haven't had a single issue with communication. Last team I had was in Boston, and it was harder communicating with them in English than the team in Lviv, which is pretty surprising. So I've been pretty happy on that front. So the recruitment process was pretty easy. I basically laid out the scope of the project and talked with N-iX over the course of a couple of months. And then once we decided to start up, they already had people ready to go for the small initial teams. I didn't have to do any recruiting. N-iX has been a great business partner. I haven't really had issues yet at all, and I've been very happy with the work that they've done.